Believe you can, and you're halfway there. Courage is not having the strength to go on. It is going on when you don't have the strength. Never throughout history has a man who lived a life of ease left a name worth remembering. Keep your eyes on the stars and your feet on the ground. Nobody knows how much you know until they know how much you care. Nothing worth having comes easy. The worst of all fears is the fear of living. All the resources we need are in the mind. With self-discipline, almost anything is possible. Far and away, the best prize that life has to offer is the chance to work hard at work worth doing. In any moment of decision, the best thing you can do is the right thing. The next best thing is the wrong thing. And the worst thing you can do is nothing. Do what you can with what you have, where you are. Complaining about a problem without posing a solution is called whining. If you could kick the person in the pants responsible for most of your trouble, you wouldn't sit for a month. It may be true that he travels farthest who travels alone, but the goal thus reached is not worth reaching. It is not often that a man can make opportunities for himself, but he can put himself in such shape that when or if the opportunities come, he's ready. Great thoughts speak only to the thoughtful mind, but great actions speak to all mankind. The only man who never makes a mistake is the man who never does anything. When you are asked if you can do a job, tell him, "Certainly I can." Then get busy and find out how to do it. Speak softly and carry a big stick. You will go far. Patriotism means to stand by the country. It does not mean to stand by the president or any other public official. A thorough knowledge of the Bible is worth more than a college education. It is only through labor and painful effort, by grim energy and resolute courage, that we move on to better things. There is quite enough sorrow and shame and suffering and baseness in real life, and there's no need for meeting it unnecessarily in fiction. A man who's never gone to school may steal from a freight car, but if he has a university education, he may steal the whole railroad. The most important single ingredient in the formula of success is knowing how to get along with people. It is better to have it and not need it than to need it and not have it. People ask the difference between a leader and a boss. The leader leads and the boss drives. Great thoughts speak only to the thoughtful mind, but great actions speak to all mankind. The only time you really live fully is from 30 to 60. The young are slaves to dream, the old servants of regrets. Only the middle-aged have all their five senses in the keeping of their wits. The best executive is one who has sense enough to pick good people to do what he wants done, and self-restraint enough to keep from meddling with them while they do it. It behooves every man to remember that the work of the critic is of altogether secondary importance, and that in the end, progress is accomplished by the man who does things. get action. Seize the moment. Man has never intended to become an oyster. Old age is like everything else. To make a success of it, you've got to start young. With self-discipline, almost anything is possible. I am part of everything that I've read. I care not what others think of what I do, but I do care very much about what I think of what I do. That is character. Be practical as well as generous in your ideals. Keep your eyes on the stars, but remember to keep your feet on the ground. Only those are fit to live who do not fear to die, and none are fit to die who have shrunk from the joy of life and the duty of life. Both life and death are parts of the same great adventure. When you play, play hard. When you work, don't play at all. Order without liberty and liberty without order are equally destructive. The boy who's going to make a great man must not make up his mind merely to overcome 1,000 obstacles, but to win in spite of 1,000 repulses and defeats. There has never yet been a man in our history who led a life of ease whose name is worth remembering. I think there's only one quality worse than hardness of heart, and that is softness of head. Some men can live up to their loftiest ideals without ever going higher than abasement. It is hard to fail, but it is worse never to have tried to succeed. There can be no life without change, and to be afraid of what is different or unfamiliar is to be afraid of life. Believe you can, and you're halfway there. When you're at the end of your rope, tie a knot and hold on. The joy in life is his who has the heart to demand it. To educate a person in the mind, but not in morals, is to educate a menace to society. Knowing what's right doesn't mean much unless you do what's right. Keep your eyes on the stars and your feet on the ground. If I was not going to earn money, I must even things up by not spending it. Far better is it to dare mighty things, to win glorious triumphs, even though checkered by failure, than to rank with those poor spirits who neither enjoy nor suffer much, because they live in a gray twilight that knows not victory nor defeat. If you enjoy our videos, make sure you subscribe and click on the like button for more inspirational quotes.